This is my free gift to you.
What is it?
Well, I'm gonna show you. You can woodwork in your car. It's better in a workshop though, 100%. Hi,
My name is Brian, and I like to make things out of
Wood.
I'm here to show you a simple way to make beard combs. First, we're gonna start with a piece of ababa wood. This wood we gotta square off at least one corner. We're gonna use this jig. This is a pretty special jig, and you're gonna see it all throughout this video. But right now, all we're using it as is a straight edge, which is perfectly fine. But once we mark out which edges we're gonna cut, we just wanna mark out the little areas that we're gonna cut away. So it's a little easier to see while we're at the actual miter saw. Now this is a pretty dangerous cut, so I'm not gonna show that one being cut, but we're gonna move on to this maple. This is just a simple cut, it's already squared up. Mark out what side of the cut, onto the rosewood. The rosewood has the chuck on the first piece, so I mark out another piece, we're all set with that. Next, we're gonna do something a little bit different with this. This is a piece of Coca-Cola, but all in all, same process, mark out where we're gonna cut.
So move on.
This here is Berta. Berta's responsible for holding the blanks right there so I can run them along the table saw fence. And I basically take this, flip it upside down with those taped in there, run it along there with the blade tilted at 5 degrees, and it cuts the bevels. I flip it around in that groove, do the other side. Next jig here is basically cut my 5-degree bevel on my bandsaw. I clamp this to my miter gauge and just use some double-sided tape and run them through the saw that way. Works great. Use it
Sometimes.
And most importantly is my jig. This one here is made out of stainless steel. I can use it to transfer over the lines if I'm gonna run these manually. I use it for the size, I use it for the profile, also setting my sights. So, all we're doing here is just cutting down the piece of Coca-Cola to width so that it's the exact width of our jig. The cutoff will be used for something later, but for right now, we just want to clean up all the ends and get both sides parallel. Right now, I'm gonna check the piece that we just cut off because it's actually the right thickness for our jig. So I'm gonna cut each of these to just under 1/2 inch, and that way I'll be able to take them over to the drum sander and take them down to the final dimension. tried something different today. I was at work and I was gonna try and prove a point that you don't need a workshop to woodwork. As long as you just bring a piece of wood and a saw to your job and do it on break. This is what I accomplished. It's not bad, but
It ain't great.
I'm still gonna finish it. I'll cut a bevel on another one and then I'll transfer it over onto this. And I'll try and do it by hand. If I screw it up, I'll buzz it on the table saw or something. You can woodwork in your car. It's better in a workshop though, 100%. No, this is Bertha. Bertha don't mess around. Bertha hold you nice and tight. Send you to table saw, make you perfect comb, perfect angle. You only get it from Bertha. Only from Bertha. Nobody else but Bertha can do that angle. That perfect angle. Oh, nobody. I wouldn't call it a qualified success. Well, I'm here to tell you that you can woodwork in your car. It's better in a workshop or a workbench, but you can cut slits in the wood. Other than that, build a workshop, buy expensive tools, and only woodwork like that. Just kidding. learned making these over the last couple of months. If you cut these teeth into your piece first, and then you would try to run them on the table saw to get the really nice bevels, what happens is, because these are all cut, as the table saw is coming, it blows all these teeth out, like immediately. You can't always use the table saw. So the only way that I've done it where it's worked out post teeth being cut is on the bandsaw, and I made a small little jig for that. All right, and here you'll just see me kind of sanding away, kind of evening things out, getting rid of any ridges from where the top of the table saw blade kind of ended and cut in a little bit, or just putting the entire bevel in, like on these long ones, evening out the ends, and then adding what I think is a, I guess, secondary bevel to each of the sides at the top, so that I can go back with the chisel or with the Dremel or with sandpaper and put the tips in. But the main thing that I'd like to somehow get to you is this.
If you print this out and it's not 2 inches by 4 inches, it's probably a setting in your printer settings.
I made sure that I had it at a 1-to-1 scale, so that when I printed it, it would actually be 2 inches by 4 inches. But basically, this is my free gift to you. What is it? Well, I'm gonna show you. So take this and cut it out and glue it to a piece of wood. You don't want to cut out all these teeth on this. You just want to cut the profile. So you just want to cut the outside shape. I was like, don't hit that. That is what we have. And this is what we want. So take this. Alright, so now we're gonna look for a square edge. Well, that side looks pretty good. Maybe we'll use this edge. It's 2 inches wide. We're gonna cut this a little bit wider than that, but it doesn't really matter. Let's go 2 1/16 on our table saw. Be right back. Now we can attach this to this with some of this 3M multi-purpose adhesive. Thirty seconds. And now we're gonna cut the other side parallel and then chop chop. Exactly 2 inches by 4 inches, and open these. Boom, 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 boom. They're all 1/8 inch centers, so you can use this in a sizing material. You can use this after you cut the slots into it to set your bandsaw and to mark your pieces. It's a very, very useful jig if you're gonna make beer comb. This does not help with the bevel. That you will need a Berta or a Berta substitute, or just take it to the belt sander. It doesn't really matter. There's all kinds of ways to put the bevel on. But this will definitely help with making your things look way more consistent. I've been using for about 2 weeks is the one I make in this video. In my broken in the video, it's not like this. This isn't the point. But basically, this is how it comes out if you do it by hand. It still works. This is why you want to make this jig, so you can make nice, even, consistent looking pieces. So if you did want to mass produce these, you could. Well, you can kind of freehand it in your car. It has its cool look, its own unique look, but this definitely looks better. It probably operates a lot better. You know, seeing as how that has all its teeth. Like it should. Hope this helps. It's free. It's your free gift. That's the thing. So now you can stop watching.